I am Unisha Green, and I'm the Senior Associate Director for Membership and Affiliate Relations and Governance with the National Association for College Admission Counseling, NACAC.
And I'm Nancy Herndon. I'm the Director of College Counseling at Hamilton Southeastern High School in Fishers, Indiana, and I'm a member of the Membership Relations Committee and a past president of Indiana ACAC.
Nancy and I are going to talk about just ways of becoming members of NACAC, and if you're already a member of NACAC, just the benefits of belonging to the association. But I want to give a little bit of backstory of NACAC. NACAC has been around for a little over 80 years now, and one of the things that I find unique about the association is that it's a niche organization, that it actually represents two sides of a profession. One is the secondary side and the other is the post-secondary side. We often affectionately refer to them as the senders and the receivers in the association. With the college admission folks being the folks making decisions whether students, are admitted to their colleges, and then you have the secondary school counselors who are the ones who are cultivating and helping with the application process and essays and so on and so forth to get them noticed by these colleges and universities. So whether you are working on the college admission side or you're working as a college counselor, NACAC as an association has something to offer each individual within that aspect of the profession. So I would like to go through the benefits of belonging to the association. I broke them down into 4 different categories in terms of the way that we view the individual benefits that are offered. And I'll start with community. And community can mean a whole lot of things, but in the association space, and especially for NACAC, what we have are some specific tools that we actually use to develop community engagement and community involvement. NACAC has a listserv, which is known as the NACAC Exchange. It's where you're able to connect with like-minded individuals to talk about various issues that are within the profession, whether it's needing some guidance on certain situations, whether there are burning questions or topics that need to be discussed. This is the platform where a lot of the members actually come to have those conversations, and a lot of them can be very candid, but they're very beneficial and helpful for folks who are needing just some additional insight about things that are going on within the profession. The other is that NACAC is also represented on various social media platforms. We have a Facebook group and we have a lively Twitter group as well. So that's another way that you can also be able to connect with, again, like-minded professionals such as yourself to be on top of burning issues and burning questions and topics that are happening within the association, within the admission space. And next is also, NACAC is also a partner with 23 regional, state and local regional associations as well. I will always recommend that folks typically start with their affiliate level and really get involved with the NACAC affiliates to really understand exactly what association work within this profession really looks like, because there's a lot of things that are going on just in your backyard that you can be aware of, opposed to just kind of getting inundated with what's happening on a national level. So your local, state, and regional affiliates are a great place to get started when you're trying to make those make that connection within the association space of college admission and college counseling. Additionally, NACAC also has 34 special interest groups, and these are 34 micro-communities within the association that range from anywhere from a specific topic that's going on within the admission space, or whether they're ethnic or gender or race-based. These 34 special interest groups are very critical and very crucial to the way that we look at how we answer a call to certain issues that are happening in the profession, and also to help cultivate some of the resources that we actually provide for our members as well. Next is education and training. And I would just preface this by, for me, I'm not necessarily a person that works directly in, my background is not higher education. My background is actually working in the association space, and I've been doing so for the last 25 years. And I will say without a doubt that education and training is the main reason why a lot of people typically join associations, and for myself, it was definitely the main reason why I joined the professional associations that I belong to, is to get that additional education that's needed to continue to progress within the profession, and also to be able to interact and be able to help problem solve those folks within the profession and industry that you actually represent. So education and training is very crucial and is very critical and important when you're deciding to join any type of professional association group. For NACAC, that means a myriad of things. It could mean, one is our national conference. Our national conference, usually that's nearly 7,000 individuals that are within the secondary school space, as well as the post-secondary school space, and some of our independent educational counselors, as well as our community-based organizations. This is where they come to convene and to network and to learn and to have fun. But there's also, like I said, nearly 7,000 individuals that converge on some big city each year. And also, there are over 120 education and training sessions that are provided as well. We also have unlimited webinar access for members. So instead of being one of those, a person who's not a member of the association who has to pay individually for each webinar, these are already included in your membership benefits package. And whether it's a live webinar that's happening right then and there, or whether it's the archive from months or years past, you will always have access to these webinars. Additionally, we have an e-learning modules, and these modules consist of Financial Aid 101, as well as a session on student athletes. So again, education and training is one. If I can't say anything is key, that is one of the biggest aspects and biggest benefits of belonging to an association, is to continue to grow and to thrive by getting some additional training and education. Networking, again, that's probably, with the exception of, in addition to education and training, is probably another one of the biggest aspects of why people actually want to join professional society groups like NACAC. Being able to, NACAC currently has over 14,000 individuals, and if you can't find one out of that 14,000 to connect with, then we're doing something wrong. But there's so many different ways that you can do it. I mentioned using the community platforms that we have to offer, and also as well as going to the different education and training opportunities that we actually provide. And lastly is advocacy. Advocacy is one of those things that everybody is aware that's done, but we don't know exactly how it's done. And I think NACAC does an amazing job at really keeping our members abreast of what's actually happening in the legislative side of what's going on in the profession. We offer legislative updates on a regular basis. There's always action alerts that are available, as well as advocacy hill days that are that we usually that we oversee, and we actually have members participate in the early part of each year. So what I want to do now is, because I've talked about all of the benefits and how they actually are set up in terms of the way that we establish your membership experience once you become a member of NACAC, I would like to turn it over to Nancy so she can talk about it from her perspective as a secondary school counselor who is an active member of the association.
Just some thoughts to cement what Yanisha has said. All those things have been very true for me. I've been a member of an NACAC over 25 years and been doing this a little bit longer than that. We won't put a number on it, but a while. And probably for me, within the community, the long-time resource within the profession has been invaluable. That community that understands our needs from both sides of the desk. I think that's probably the most unique part of this organization. Yanisha, we're going to show you some stats here in a few slides. It's almost half and half in terms of post-secondary and secondary, and you just can't get that kind of interaction that I have found in any organization in our profession. That interaction and having access to all the people that I need to work with to bring college counseling to my students. I'm in a large public high school. We have 3,400 students. We have 10 counselors who are generalist counselors. They aren't just college counselors. That's just one part of what they do. So being able to tap into those resources and get those easily and know that I can trust the people within that community has been a godsend. In terms of education, the pre-conference sessions, at our conference, we have sessions that are all-day sessions that are specific to a topic. I've taken advantage of many of those in setting up a college program and all the different things that I need to do to get things done here. My specific training has come from many of those pre-conference sessions along with all the regular sessions. There are visits planned, college visits planned around whatever location is that our national convention is wherever it's being held. And they tack those on to the beginning and end of the conference. And so being able to take that region of the country, which is going to be in a different region of the country every year, for me to be able to then visit those colleges in that area for my own well-being and to bring that back to my students, that's invaluable. That's not something I can set up by myself. Those are set up for me and I can just tap into those. And the people I've met on both sides of the desk, but also people that do similar things to what I do, I've been invited to conferences separate from NACAC, but it's because of my association with folks at the conference that have taken me different places that have helped. And then the advocacy piece is huge. NACAC's the go-to. If the news media or whoever wants to know about what's going on in higher ed, what's going on at the secondary level, typically you're going to get statements from NACAC. And as members, you're going to see that pop up on the listserv before it even gets put out publicly. And so having that kind of access to the advocacy piece has also been something that I have truly valued.
I do believe that we've actually gone over some of these professional resources in previous conversation, but just to give you this kind of an idea of what NACAC is really has to offer is important. Just some of the guides and resources that we have available, whether it's a step-by-step planning guide, and this is a guide that's great for not only for school counselors, but also to be able to share with parents and students about how the importance of navigating the college admissions process. I think this is a great resource and tool to use. But also we did create some tools during this pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic. We did create tools to be able to track the college admission status. And this is something that is really important, not only for the secondary school side to be able to see exactly what was happening on college campuses, but also for the post-secondary side to be able to relay this information so everybody is aware and have this transparency about what plans are moving forward in terms of the upcoming school year. So those are some great resources and tools that we have that are bar none, some beneficial tools to be able to use as you are not only relating to what you do in your day-to-day job, but also to be able to help parents and students stay abreast of what's going on in college admission. Also, additionally, with your membership, there are publications. We have publications, award-winning publications, such as the Journal of College Admission, which comes out quarterly, and then we also have our bi-monthly NACAC Bulletin, which comes out twice a month, and then Today in College Admission, which comes out weekly. It comes out twice a week, and these are things that keep you up to date, almost day by day, minute by minute, about what's happening in the world of higher education. So those are some very, very invaluable tools to be able to go to and to be able to utilize when you're just trying to stay on top of what's happening in the profession as a whole. We talked about education and training again. Conferences are a great way to continue to learn and also to network. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our Guiding the Way to Inclusion conference that actually just garnered over 1,000 attendees this past July. And it's one of those conferences and one of those education workshops that's geared towards the younger or the emerging college counseling and admissions professionals. And it's for those who actually work with those underrepresented and underserved students in various populations. So that's another a great education workshop in place and also an opportunity to network. And again, just the e-learning modules that we have, and again, the countless free webinars. We have research opportunities. We have a research group that does statistical data on just about anything and everything that has to do with college admissions. One of the most popular research tools is the College Openings Update, just to talk about space availability in various colleges and universities, and that's always a really good tool that that a lot of the school counselors actually use to be able to help with students as they continue to look and search for the best college and university choice for them. Okay, Nancy talked about just what membership looks like, and she kind of, nailed it on the head when we talk about NACAC and what our members actually look like and who represents us in terms of membership. Right now, if you look at the institutions itself, there is a slight edge of secondary school counselors that actually make up the membership of NACAC. And then there's 36% of post-secondary institutions that belong, and then the organizations are typically either education consulting groups or community-based organizations or other nonprofit entities that actually deal with college admission, the college admission process, financial aid services, or scholarships or the like. So this gives you a good snapshot of where the percentage of our members are from an institutional standpoint. Here's what our members look like at a glance from an individual standpoint. It's slightly different, where there is probably there's more post-secondary individuals than there are secondary individuals, because typically the admissions office has a larger pool of staff, so that typically usually is where a lot of the individual memberships come from, but there's a slight gain, a slight edge coming from the secondary school side. So it's not that much of a great difference, but that usually gives you a telltale sign of, who individually are the individuals that make up the association in terms of where they actually work. And then the 13% of the other professional memberships are folks from community-based organizations, other nonprofit entities, as well as some for-profit entities, our independent educational consultants, as well as retired and student members. So next, we want to talk about, and this is just something really good for, if you're a new counselor and you're deciding to join NACAC and you want to see what's in it for you and who joins NACAC and what, opportunities are available and so on and so forth. NACAC is embarking on a new membership structure. A couple of years ago, we actually went to the entire membership and with this idea of kind of streamlining the way that we actually do membership. So we wanted to become a more inclusive group in terms of allowing as many members of the particular staff, whether it's secondary schools, whether it's post-secondary, whether it's organizations, a place for your entire organization to join the association for one flat fee. So we work with consultants, we've worked with our board of directors, we've worked with probably some focus groups to kind of come up with the best way to do this. And there's a lot of writing that's actually on this slide, but it just gives you a really good snapshot of what NACAC's membership is going to look like, the membership structure is going to look like in 2020. So at this point, we're going to have where if you're an institution, anybody that's on your admission staff or in your counseling office, you can sign up everybody in your organization for one flat fee. It will be depending on how many staff members are in those particular offices, but now you don't have to pick and choose who you will want to actually sign up. You would have an opportunity to have your entire group be a part of the association and reap the benefits of belonging to NACAC. There will still be some individual options for the independent educational consultants, your retired and your students, and also your university system and school district administrators. But again, we wanted to make sure that our core members, which are the secondary schools and the post-secondary schools, had an opportunity to be able to spread the love and spread the wealth of knowledge with their entire staff.
This is where I see for public school counselors, I think this is going to be something that we are going to benefit from more than any other sector. Now, of course, I know my sector, but when we did this very same kind of change in membership structure in Indiana about 20 years ago. And it completely changed who our membership was. So in other words, me as an institutional member right now, I'm the only one on my staff of 10 that is a member. And I'm the funnel. All the information that comes to them comes through me. Being able to change it to everyone on my staff is automatically a member with the institutional membership, they will now have access to all the things that I have access to. It will certainly make our staff more knowledgeable. and then they will benefit individually from it. I see this as, I really think this is going to transform the organization, at least from the public school counselor perspective, because the funds are usually not there for the school to pay for all the individual memberships. But if we can pay one fee and we all become members, that will happen. And so I see our public school counselor percentage growing from the change in this membership.
Yeah, and that's the goal, and that's good that you said that that's the goal, because what we wanted to do is really try to get out of the whole idea of belonging to NACAC, and NACAC is just a conference, and this is a way to highlight that there's more than just, you know, conference that you can attend, that there are some really key and crucial and critical benefits that you can use to be able to help you, not only help you in your day-to-day work, but also help your students as they navigate the college admission process. So I think this is going to be a win-win for not only for us, one, to be able to kind of streamline the process and make it easier for us to onboard members, because that's one of the key things that we wanted to do, is to make sure that we could successfully onboard members and do it easily, and also be able to articulate the value a little bit better, because right now we actually have and this is going to continue to be like a hybrid model, but we definitely have an ultra hybrid model right now, to where most members often think that if their institution is a member, that they are automatically a member, but this will finally settle that dispute, and you will be. Once your institution does sign up, or your organization, you will clearly be members of NACAC, and being able to partake in all the benefits that we have to offer and things that are yet to come. I'm Unisha Green. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Membership and Affiliate Relations and Governance for NACAC. I hope you found this information very informative. If you need to reach me for additional questions, please contact me at ygreen@nacacnet.org.
And I'm Nancy Herndon, Director of College Counseling at Hamilton Southeastern High School. I'm on the Member Relations Committee. My email is nherndon@hse.k12.in.us. And we hope to see you soon.